Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're rating every Call of Duty game, starting off with Call of Duty 1 and ending off with Vanguard. Just as a disclaimer, this is my personal opinion, and whatever I say could be the complete opposite of what you may like. So for instance, let's say you love Vanguard, and I put it in like G tier or something. Don't be a dick, alright? Our opinions are different. Everyone has their own personal preference. And I'm not going to waste too much time on just this intro. So we're going to start off with the first COD game, which obviously I have not played. I was not even born during this time. Before this game even came out, I heard a lot of news when I was like 7-ish. I never played it though, so that sucks. Maybe I'll have to go back and play it. However though, Call of Duty 2, I did play. And considering how old it is, I'm gonna put it in E tier. Not because of the fact that it didn't age well. It's mainly for two reasons. One, the multiplayer was good for like a year or two. But, again, this was before running was a thing. This is before create a class was a thing. And the campaign, it was kind of a copy of the first game. I think. Now, I'm gonna assume this. I don't know. So if this is not true, you can correct me in the comments. I do not think that COD 2 is exactly worthy of higher than E. But again, that's personal preference. So next up we have COD 3, and no. Just no. It's not the worst thing, but it's god-awful, let me just say that. Campaign, shitty. Fucking multiplayer was AIDS. You had to wait to respawn. It was just not fun. The class system, not fun. The only thing that was sorta keeping me from putting this in H tier was the vehicles. And even then, the game was not that enjoyable. So, just a hard no for me. I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of this. But yeah. Okay, and this next one may be a little bit controversial. Call of Duty 4. I genuinely, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think COD 4 is S tier. I do think it's A tier though. And my reasoning behind this was the first COD game where create a class was invented, and this was the first game when, you know, they had a good storyline and they brought in a lot of characters that are now in the newer games, such as Captain Price, Soap, which is no longer with us, you know, it's Modern Warfare 3. But you know, they have a good storyline and they had a great thing going with them. However, though, the main reason why I'm not putting this at S tier is mainly due to the lack of content nowadays. Now, back then, you had a lot of multiplayer, but now, unless you're on a fucking modded server, you're not gonna find a normal game. And if you do, chances are it's just S&D modded. Again, this could just be my experiences. If you guys find matches, that's great. I personally cannot find a match on this fucking game, no matter how hard I fucking try. But, you know, definitely solid. I love killing, you know, Khalid al-Assad and, you know, shooting, you know, Zakhaev in the back of the head with that pistol. That was, just lovely. But, again, it's not the best game, in my opinion. I think that there's one game that could possibly beat it. But, yeah. And I don't exactly know what's next after that. I believe it was World at War. And now World at War is one of those games where it's either A or S. And there's two reasons. Number one, zombies was introduced in this game. And number two, the multiplayer was actually one of the first multiplayers I played. Now, this was very, very big back then. I don't know exactly what I was doing back then, but what I do know is that zombies, when it first came out, you know, everyone loved it. It was well received by the committee, and I played this game in 2013 for the first time, when I was around 7 or 8. So, knowing this, I'm gonna put in before COD 4. It's very, very close to S tier, but I can't just push it up there. There's only one or two games I put up there for numerous reasons. But it's still a good game though. Mark my words, it's still a great game. Next up on the list, I believe we have MW2, which, oh boy, this is a whole lot to talk about. Okay, we have MW2, the introduction to Special Ops, and where, you guessed it, the IP booting in COD games started. Oh boy, here we go with this shit. But it was fun, you know. I liked killing off Shepard in the end game. It was enjoyable. You know, getting all the intel for special things. I know that was in COD 4 as well, but I just, you know, didn't mention it. Yeah, but personally, I think that, you know, COD Modern Warfare 2, it did a solid job for 2009, and I think it was actually one of the best COD games in history. But, you know what, actually? I'm gonna make this S. For one reason. Now, I personally wouldn't make this game S normally, but the reason I'm making this game S is because of the replayability. If you got on one day, and you wanted to play a little bit of Special Ops and maybe a campaign mission, you can do that. And it's still as enjoyable as the first time you played it. You know why? Because the fucking game literally intrigues you to play it multiple times. It's just that fun. I mean, who doesn't want to go in a Zodiac boat, chase after a maniac, and then kill him with a fucking knife through the eye? I mean, that's sick as fuck. And even if you want to, like, replay one of the older missions, or do, like, Homeland Security, or, you know, race in Special Ops, or play with some friends online, you know, you can still do that, and the servers are still bombing on MW2, I heard. The game is still doing great, so if you ever want to get on that game and just play some games like that, you could easily do that very well, and you know, it'd be fun as fuck. So yeah, I think it's, you know, worthy of an S tier, so I'm gonna put it up there. I'm also going to put, oh shit, hold on, wait just a second. I think, actually no, I think Black Ops 1 came out before. I don't know which one came out before. I'll have to check when I'm editing. I'll put it on the screen whether MW2 or BO1 came out first. But next up is BO1, in case it was second, and even if it wasn't, it doesn't matter now, but the point is, Black Ops 1. This game really fucking raised the limits for zombies players, specifically. Multiplayer was great for the gun games, you know, it was great for the wager matches, all that shit was really fun on YouTube. I remember on YouTube there was a video called Wienerberg that Merc Music made in 2011. It was, you know, just funny as fuck to watch. And going back on that, you know, just coming back today to mention that, it's just, nostalgia. For zombies, you know, you had Moon, Ascension, Kino Toten, you had fucking Shangri-La, I mean, shit. And then you also had the remasters of World at War maps, like Verrückt and Shinonuma. It was, you know, pretty good, and I enjoyed them, but there was one issue I had, and the issue I'm having with BO1 is that the campaign, I personally only enjoyed one mission in the campaign, and that was in Kowloon, in Hong Kong. It was the numbers mission. I did not enjoy any other mission in the game. But numbers, to me, was very, very enjoyable. You know, you got bright lights, it was a city, and it matched my aesthetic. I liked playing it because it was tight corners, tight corridors, you know, very open. You know, it's like a fucking mayhem, shoot whatever the fuck you want to. You know, I liked that. And for that reason, I think it is worthy of you know, above World at War, but I'd say below COD 4. It's a very, very tight position, but I think it was okay. And now we have, boy oh boy, MW3, which I'm just gonna say off the fucking bat, my favorite fucking COD game. I don't know, my favorite COD game. MW3, love the special ops, love the survivor, survivor, love the survivor, loves the survival. Holy fuck! Every multiplayer map was playable as a survival map, and a lot of the missions, there was a lot of missions. You had the base missions, and then you had DLC missions, which whenever you bought a multiplayer pack, they would give you 2 or 3 missions, I think it was, per one. And just going back every day after, you know, 6th grade, coming back, playing that shit was just amazing. Enjoying and indulging in all of that was really, really fun. Playing it with friends on Xbox 360, you know, that was living the life back then. You know, if you had this game with all DLC and you were like Prestige 5, you were living the fucking life. You were on top of the world. You were on some fucking acid or some shit. Let's just say that, because everyone wanted to get high on levels and stuff. And this was before the big rise of hacking. Now, I'm not saying cheating and hacking didn't exist, but it started off like the game after this. It started in. So, you know, I think MW3 was great. I loved killing off Makarov. Dust to Dust, one of my favorite all-time missions in every COD game. I love it. Makarov is my favorite villain in the entire COD franchise, and nothing's gonna change my mind on that. I loved playing as Soap, and I hated it when I seen Soap die, but it added story to the characters, and it made me realize that MW3 was the end of that era. There was going to be no more Soap, and me realizing that, it made me realize that something else was coming and it was bigger. So, me just noticing all that, you know, I had to indulge into that game a lot more, and I actually played through every special ops mission in God of Stars on it, including the DLC ones, with a guy named Christmas. I'll leave his Xbox in the description bomb below, and also show it on screen if you want to go at him. I don't even know how he plays Xbox anymore, but if he does, you know, he'll be on every now and then. You can text him, whatever the fuck you want to do. But next up we have COD Ghosts, and oh fucking boy, COD Ghosts was a mouthful. Yeah, COD Ghosts is just okay. This is also gonna be very, very controversial, but I actually really, really like COD Ghosts. But I hate it for the fact that the zombies wasn't zombies. It was fucking Extinction with aliens. And best of all, it was shit. It was legitimately shit. Like, besides maybe Awakening, every other video was fucking shit. Or every video. Every other map was shit. Personally, I don't think it was worth my time to even bother playing them all. But I had to, obviously. Point of Conduct was okay, but Awakening I think was better. So in that Republic, like, I think COD Ghosts is bad in, like, that era. But for multiplayer and campaign, I mean, let's just say campaign did not sit well. Besides Federation Day, I liked Federation Day because of the skyscraper falling. That was enjoyable. I like upbeat missions that make you escape certain areas. It's really, really fun to me, and it makes me feel like I'm actually sitting there in that environment. I liked the campaign to an extent until the last 4 missions. The last 4 missions was kind of retarded. I did like shooting Rourke, though, even though it didn't kill him. I just liked shooting him. But, you know, and then the multiplayer was just no. Again, this is gonna be very controversial, but I think it's a D tier. It's not the best, and it's definitely not the worst. In my honest opinion, I think. I just don't see any other game being possibly worse than this. And now we have Black Ops 2, I think we have it? Yeah. So Black Ops 2. What can I say about Black Ops 2? Campaign was a little bit confusing. There was side missions I didn't really enjoy. I think the COD Black Ops 2 campaign was kind of ass, honestly. And not for the fact that it didn't have a great storyline. It did have a great storyline. but to a returning player from Black Ops 1 and older COD games like MW2, MW3, going into this was like playing fucking combat training for Supreme Commander 2 or some shit. It wasn't normal. So, me playing this made me question my reality. I mean, the campaign was, whatever. But it did take its toll after a bit. So, whenever I was done playing that, I would always go over to Black Ops 2 Zombies, and, oh boy. Excuse me, Black Ops 2 Zombies was by far one of the best games for zombies. And I'm saying this for the sole reason that they had buried in Die Rise. Yeah, I know, all you fucking Origin and Mob of the Dead fans, yeah, fuck you guys. I'm just joking, but like, I'm not a fan of Origins, and I'm not a fan of Mob. It's not for the fact that their Easter eggs are too confusing, or they're just not worth my time to do. I just genuinely like the layout of Die Rise because it matches the kind of things I'm into. I like skyscrapers, and I like buildings. Like, for instance, Buried is cool because it's underground and it's like a new environment I'm not used to. And, Origins makes me feel like I'm playing World at War again, but it's shittier. And then Mob of the Dead makes me feel like I'm playing a game from 1950. It's just, no. No offense, but just no. And the multiplayer, oh god, the multiplayer was super fun. Going to Standoff, Hijack, Newtown, playing with your friends on with like some Michael Myers or some fucking, Sticks and Stones, Gun Game, One in the Chamber, Sharpshooter, you fucking name it. This game, even Capture the Fucking Flag was popular back then. This fucking game had one of the best multiplayers in the entirety of COD history. I don't care what the fuck you say, there's no way that this is false unless it's fucking like BO1 or some shit. Because BO2 is still bopping with a custom server. So, but for the sole fact that the campaign is not that good, again, in my personal opinion, honestly, I'd rather play COD 4, BL1, and World at War for the zombies and campaign factor. For the multiplayer factor, it would definitely be S tier. Same with zombies, it could be an A or S tier. But everything as a whole, I can't just put it in A or S. Not to mention, I need to fill up these other slots too. I can't just leave them open, I just have to. What's next? I don't know, but I think it's Advanced Warfare. So, Advanced Warfare. Let's talk a bit about Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare had a hard lifetime, which wasn't very long. But it still had a very, very long hardship and a very, very long, this time. Because the multiplayer had Infected, which, best game also had. But even with that, though, Advanced Warfare's campaign, to me, was inspiring. And it's not the fact that I just like futuristic games, which I do like futuristic games, but the reason why I like Advanced Warfare is mainly for the fact that I loved when I had to go through the entire Atlas building and just chase down irons. It was just so relieving from the rest of the game. The final mission was just so enjoyable to me. It was like better than the entire multiplayer combined. And I don't, I don't mind if people say I'm stupid for thinking this, but I actually think that zombies and, Advanced Warfare was kind of fucked for having to pay $15 for a singular map. But then again, the maps were kind of good. And now, I'm not saying that the maps were, good in design or good in anything. But when I say good, I mean they had cool and unique wonder weapons. They had a unique pack-a-punch system. They had a normal Easter egg for every map, and the Descent boss was actually kind of cool. Now, I'm not going to go on and say it's the best fucking game ever, because it's fucking not. But would I rather get on and play, you know, COD Ghosts or Advanced Warfare? Probably COD Advanced Warfare. So I think it's a C tier game. You know, campaign was pretty good in my opinion. Zombies, they could have worked a little bit better on. Maybe made it free instead of making people pay for it. Like even the first map, they didn't even make the first map free. So I mean, anyways, next on debating, I believe is Black Ops 3, which, oh boy, here's about to get another controversial one. People say this is the pinnacle of zombies history, and people also tell me that, oh my god, if you don't rate this game high, you don't like zombies. Oh my, oh, okay, well, buddy. Okay, buddy, well, you're about to fucking hate me then, because BO3, no. Just no. Alright? And I'm gonna say this right fucking now. I don't like any fucking BO3 map. Like, legitimately, I don't like a single fucking map besides Shadows. And even then, Shadows isn't even that fucking good. And I hate to say this, campaign was fucking terrible. Multiplayer was bugged to shit. And better yet, best of all, the zombies, they had to pull the fucking Zombies Chronicles trump card. I mean, I'm not saying it was a trump card per se, but I mean, it was okay, but like, why pay for it again when you could just go back to the other games and play it? I mean, what? I just don't get it, you know? It's just my personal opinion, but I don't think BO3 was that good. The only map I liked playing on BO3 was Keynote or Toten, and personally, you know, the Gobblegum system was fun. And if we're talking on PC, I mean, yeah, you can get custom maps and all, but why? Why? Just no. Alright. And next up we have, I believe we have actually, didn't we have MWR? Even though MWR is not on this list, that's kind of with COD 4, and it's literally the same game. So World War II. I'm not gonna lie, I never played World War II. I just didn't play it. I don't know much about it, nor do I know the zombies about it. I know the Frozen Dawn, Host and Gross. I know of the Von Reich. Never played any of them though, but I have seen some YouTube videos on them. I think they're okay. BO4, fucking kill yourself. Say no more. Anyways. Next up, we have Infinite Warfare, and this is gonna be another controversial one. Infinite Warfare is like my fucking dad. He never came back after leaving the first time. It's okay. You know, I'd rather play Infinite more than fucking Advanced or BO3. I liked Infinite Warfare for the reason that its campaign was fun to me, in a sense. I liked playing it because, you know, for once, the main character actually died. Like, the character you were playing as the entire game actually sacrificed himself to win a war. Which I just think is very heroic. I also like the fact that this was a space-driven game. So a lot of it was done in space, on certain planets. And, you know, with atmospheric pressure and all that, you know, gravity stuff. I think it was really unique, you know, the anti-grav grenade. You know, zombies could have been a little bit better, but, you know, I only had zombies in Spaceland, so I'm only going off of what I had. I really liked it for what I had. And for multiplayer, I mean, multiplayer could have been better. I'm not gonna lie, it could have been better, but for what it was, I mean, come on, for what it was up there. Next we have, oh boy, Modern Warfare, the new one. And this may seem surprising, but I also have never played this one. And personally, I'm not going to, because last time I tried buying the game, it was not, I did not want to play it. this one's gonna be another very, very controversial one. Cold War, fucking third best game. I fucking love Cold War. Unfortunately, as you guys know, I'm banned, and I cannot play it, but I am still always going to keep this opinion, chances are. I think Cold War is always going to be my third favorite game. Not for the fact of just zombies, but the campaign, it made me actually have a heart for actual, like, characters. I'm not saying the characters were memorable, but what I am saying is that I enjoyed the characters. And yes, some of them tried tricking you, but seeing that there was multiple endings in a COD game, and you could select them, it was enjoyable, you know? It made me want to branch out and look at YouTube tutorials and actually check out some of the myths behind this game. And zombies, I loved Mauer Vertoten, I loved Forsaken, I loved, you know, Die Machine, you know, Firebase wasn't on my highest, but, you know, I still loved it. You know, and multiplayer was fun. You know, you had Infected in Season 6, you know, the Haunting event was going around, you know, Jingle Hells, you had the fucking, you know, you had Cranked, you had, I mean, not many people play Dead Ops, but yeah, I mean, you had Dead Ops, I mean, you had the fucking Jack-o'-lanterns in the grounds that could give you free pack-a-punches, you know, free weapons sometimes, and even a free fucking wonder weapon. I mean, I personally loved Cold War for what it was during this year. Even the Battle Pass system, I really, really enjoyed it, and I really don't care if people hate on me. I really just think that, you know, Cold War to me was definitely one of my favorite games. No matter what game comes out in the next, like, few years, Cold War is always going to be memorable to me, because it was the only game I actually played for almost a full year. I almost skipped any other game besides Cold War for a year. So, you know, that alone just, you know, that should be enough to show my dedication towards this game. And the final game on the list goes to Vanguard. And if you can see what spot is open, this is where it's fucking going.
This game currently is fucking ass, shitty, and it shouldn't fucking exist.